What's up, guys? So I'm probably going to completely fuck my internet footprint making this video, but this is way too important of a topic and a social phenomenon not to cover. It seems like all the apps that were originally designed for us to connect with our friends have subtly but surely devolved into being nothing but thirst traps. From Snapchat's Discover page to scrolling Instagram or just checking the top video on a TikTok hashtag, rest assured you'll be bombarded with explicit content within minutes. Not convinced by those two examples? Just go on Twitter and look at the reply section of any popular tweet. You're almost certain to find chicks promoting their OF fan page. And as a side note, it should be known that the average OF model makes under $200 a month, which is still crazy to consider that there's so many simps out there that the average is still pulling in 200. And that gets to the central point of what I'm trying to talk about here, which is that these apps are designed to convert men into simp behavior. I only use Snapchat to send messages to my friends, but from time to time it sort of bumps me over to the Discover page. And if you look at the celebrities that are featured on there, you'll notice like brands and celebrities who you're sort of familiar with, like C-list people or like the Nelk boys, and they all have one thing in common usually. They'll all feature a thirst trap as the last picture on the camera roll. So essentially what they're all doing is they're trying to thirst trap a guy to go in there and scroll through every picture in the camera roll all the way to the end to get to the thirst trap, which in my opinion is very strange engagement farming activity, especially for the Nelk boys, for example. Like, aren't they supposed to be like frat bros who drink beer all the time and do pranks? It kind of reframes the way I look at them when I imagine that they've thirst trapped some gooner into going through all the pictures and videos of Steve Will Do It just to get to the end. Actually, I just opened up Snapchat to find an example for this video, and it looks like even Dunkin' Donuts is getting in on the action. I mean, maybe I'm missing something because it's apparently part of the corporate layout of the site. Anyway, just for clarification, I don't follow any of these accounts either. This is just the default layout of Snapchat. It's like part of their corporate ledger, for fuck's sakes. I'm sure there's a pie chart somewhere at the Snapchat headquarters that has like a big section of it that's exclusively for gooners. So Snapchat's cooked. Nobody goes on there for celebrities anyway. And then you've got Instagram, and this topic has been discussed very heavily. It is a major problem for Instagram. It breaks down like this. You go on the site looking for your friends' posts or something that you're interested in, and you're bombarded with explicit content almost immediately. Again, people have been complaining about this issue for the better part of 2 years now, and still the site has yet to do anything to fix it. Personally, I stopped using Instagram almost altogether. I find explicitity completely cringe, especially on a damn social media platform. If you ever feel like losing your faith in humanity, just scroll through Instagram and sooner or later you'll come across a random thirst trap that the app has decided that you needed to see, regardless if you wanted to or not, and go ahead and check the comment section. And I swear it will break your heart to see how many simps are in that comment section just posting the absolute desperate filth that, man, I'm sorry. I mean, it's just fucked up. And it's like an example of how far we've devolved as a society. Because if they couldn't engagement farm simps and gooners, then the site would have to change. So the vicious cycle that comes as a result is that the platform itself has to curate itself to serve the simps and the gooners what they're looking for. And my intent here isn't to roast simps. I mean, they've got it hard enough. They've got to pay their mortgage and they've got to pay their OF model. But without a doubt, I'm sure their ancestors are crying every time that transaction goes through. TikTok is actually an example of a social media site that has an algorithm that runs properly. For the most part, I mean, I'm sure there's hiccups here and there, but on a large scale, TikTok pretty much gives you what you're looking for. I mean, they're stealing your data still, but that's another story altogether. The truth is, though, if you're getting explicit content on your FYP on TikTok, it's probably because somewhere along the line, that was what you were actually looking for, let's be honest. And they do have that weird thing every once in a while where you'll search a topic that's completely not explicit, and then you'll check the hashtag and it's just completely gooner bait. But it seems like over the last 6 months or so, you don't really see that phenomenon happening anymore. I recently just checked a few hashtags while I was making this video just to make sure, and yeah, I really can't hold that against them. It was probably just a hiccup in their system for a while, or just they got called out on it and decided to put an end to it. But that's good. That's why TikTok is a functional app, and maybe the other social media sites could learn from their example. And I know some people are going to comment saying there's still simps on there, but they really do have their own side of the site, and it doesn't interfere with other parts of the site. YouTube's another weird one because it's such a big platform, and there's so many different problems with it that it's tough to point out a problem with simps on it. I mean, granted, they're in the comment sections because they're in the community, but it's not like you're hit over the head with explicit content and then just subjected to that overall side of the website like Instagram is guilty of doing. I will say though that the issue with YouTube is of course censorship, and that censorship sort of does funnel people into overall simp behavior. It's like YouTube is guilty of promoting the ideology of simping. Twitch essentially speaks for itself. I mean, just look at the chat rooms for any e-girl on Twitch and you got guys simping. It's like YouTube, they learn the ideology of simp behavior, and then Twitch is where they put it into practice. And I'll leave dating apps and OF itself out of this because those are sites that were literally created for simps to simp. All these other elements that I mentioned are essentially a funnel that bring the simps into the OF landscape where their credit cards are then charged. And if you guys like this video and it does well, I get enough comments of people suggesting it, I will make a video about what simps are like in real life, but this one I'm trying to just focus directly on social media. And you might have noticed I left Facebook out of this. It's because I consider Facebook a place where people connect with people they know, so I'd imagine the comment section on Facebook posts is more along the lines of real life simping, but I don't use Facebook anyway, so I really don't have much to speak on it. So in conclusion, it makes sense that these social media sites would promote simp behavior and provide simps with what they're looking for because it's predictable engagement. Instagram feels the need to thirst trap its audience because it's an easy way to keep people on the site longer. And it's for the same reason why the Nelk Boys thirst trap their audience into staying on their Snapchat story longer. So if you take anything away from this, it's that social media sites have a financial incentive to increase engagement on their platform. They then cater to simp behavior because it's very predictable. It also has the added bonus of converting people into future bugmen. Demasculated bugmen clacking away at their keyboard and sending money to OF models are pretty easy for the powers that be to control. So to end this video on a positive note, I want to start by saying you should avoid explicit material at all costs. Just think about the generations that came before us who are often portrayed as being much more masculine than the current year men of today. Those men weren't constantly subjected to explicit images without provocation. Sure, they might have seen a Playboy every once in a while, but it wasn't constantly in their newsfeed every single day on a 24-hour cycle. It's one of those problems for society that we really don't have a solution for yet, but I hold very strongly the opinion that it's very unhealthy for young men and women to be subjected to explicit material as such a common thing for just being online day to day. And then you've got girls tempted to post their own thirst traps on their personal Instagram pages because, well, they get more likes and attention. It's sort of a microcosm of what Silicon Valley is up to on the macro scale. It's a lot harder to get to 10,000 likes on each post without an army of simps spawning in. And all that ties into the casual thirst trap model to OF model pipeline. So anyway, that about sums it up. This was a hard video to make, to be honest. I hope it was educational. Thanks for watching to the end. For those of you who are wondering what are the other ways to reach out to me, just follow me on Twitter. It's at Avery Yapps, same as on here. It's my major second platform for talking to you guys. It seems like that's what it's becoming. Anyways, all's good for now. I'll see you guys next video. This is Avery Yapps signing out.